Welcome, everybody. I'm just going live on Facebook and on Instagram. Give me a second. Second. Okay, the same thing on Instagram, and I will be right with you. Welcome, everybody. Welcome to Instagram, welcome to Facebook, and welcome you to the live open session of drawing the NeuroTree of financial growth and prosperity. Just want to make sure. Okay, let me just put myself in live. Okay, there we are, just so I can see everybody's comments, questions, and everything else. Welcome. Okay. Welcome, everybody. For those of you who have randomly wandered into my channel, I just want to tell you that, hello, Passion Tulip. There you go. Hello, welcome. I just would like to tell you a bit about myself. My name is Lana. Shalom. I'm a certified neurographic instructor and coach. Hello, dear. I am a certified psychology of money trainer. I was trained by Svetlana Gorbach. Svetlana Gorbach is one of the foremost I would say, specialist and consultant into the psychology of money, metaphysics of money, understanding money, how to remove inner inhibitions and blocks. Svetlana lives in Ukraine. She teaches mostly in Russian. And I went through a number actually of trainings from Svetlana, and actually will be going more this coming 2 months. So I'm very excited, more and more. I also, the course, just want to give the dues where they belong first, okay? Being a certified neurographic instructor, I trained by Pavel Piskaryov himself. I personally know Pavel. I worked with Pavel. I translated his book, the Neurographica book. So I'm very excited. And of course, the last but definitely not least, the due is giving to Vera Zhitchkova. Vera is a colleague of mine. I stumbled upon Vera. She was a colleague of mine. So of course we friended each other, and I started noticing how active Vera is, and I started following her and her, the way she integrated. Vera is also a professional psychologist, in addition to being a fellow neurographer, which is a neurographic instructor and coach. And I was mesmerized and quite amazed at the way Vera combines Neurographica with various psychological effects, various psychological understanding. And she takes the algorithms that we usually learn during the instructor course, even if we learned it, actually most of the, I just want to give you a hint, most of the algorithms that are used in the course are from the basics course, from the specialist course. So if you pass the specialist course, you will be able to use it. And yes, you will even be able to take the course and become a trainer, something we can discuss, PM me. But definitely, I was amazed at how she took the algorithm and was able to start using them practically, start finding a way to bring, connect them together for one higher goal. And I went the financial regeneration course. I took it with Vera. I'm actually taking it again now, re-going with her because she repeats it every few months, and I love taking it. And I get inspired. There's new ways to do it. Every time you teach something, even though I teach, let's say next week, I'm going to be teaching the basics course. It's going to be, I think, the 8th or 9th time. Every time I teach it, it's something new I discover for myself, some new way I present it to to the students, and a lot of students, they join over and over again because they like finding the new way, the new kind of aspect of it. Same thing is with the specialist courses. I'm going to be teaching it next November. And I am excited, this coming November, meaning next November, the next cohort will be in November. And I'm already excited to see what's going to happen. Where are we going? What aspect will I be, interested in? What will be opening for me? We are starting today the course Financial Regeneration. The first part today, I will actually be I want to tell you a bit more about something that we started on Friday, how to set up your goal, okay? When you start drawing any Neurographica drawing, and that's what we're doing today. Today is an actual practical session. We will get to draw the NeuroTree of financial growth and prosperity. And I want to promise something. Today will be something different. Those of you who are used to drawing the NeuroTree with me, whether you are a specialist course student, or even if you drew with me in open sessions, it would be something different, okay? That I want to promise you, because it will be something that has to do, something that's very important, something that I actually mentioned on Friday, okay? So what are we doing today? What are we talking today? We started talking on Friday about setting your financial goal. I want to talk to you today about setting up any goal. Hi, Almut. So nice to see you. Welcome, welcome. Glad to see you. And I want to let you know that there's various aspects, okay? I want to start my session. Again, first part, we're going to focus maybe 30 minutes. We're going to focus on what makes your goal, what makes your desire, how to turn your desire into an actual goal. What's happening there? Why, how sometimes we wish for something, we wish for it over and over again, but it doesn't come true. What's happening there? Is there a certain hidden aspect of desire? Is there a certain hidden aspect of goal setting that we need to kind of turn on, that we need to figure out in order for them to start coming true? That's what I'm going to discuss with you. The second part, in about half an hour, we will start the drawing, okay? So the first half an hour, you can you can eat something, you can do something, you can do some workout. That's what I like to do, right? I like to listen to sessions often, and I do my workout. But in half an hour, I promise you, we're going to start the drawing. So get your markers ready, get your paper ready. We will start drawing the beautiful NeuroTree, okay? So I want to discuss with you the first part, okay? The first part is the first question to you. Again, what I asked, how do you set a goal where it will actually come true? Isn't that something we're all kind of aspiring to do, right? We all want to get somewhere where we set a goal and then 1, 2, 3, manifest, right? I like how Almut, I loved it, how you wrote the word manifest with the use of the word money, manifest, right? So it was beautiful. I love that play on words. I enjoy saying stuff like that. So how do you actually manifest something? How do you actually set a goal that will come true? Is there a certain aspect of it? So again, this will be a practical session. I actually mentioned that you guys should be working out. No, take a piece of paper. Let's start working in it. I'm going to actually show you. At this point, you don't need to see my camera, so I will be facing you. Okay, those of you on Instagram and on Facebook. Take a piece of paper. Take a pen or a marker, whatever you're comfortable with, and let's start writing something. I'm going to tell you what we're going to do. Those of you who usually draw NeuroGraphica, you guys are familiar with such important practice as a 2-minute brainstorm that we always do as we, excuse me, looking for my pen, right? Those have a way of disappearing sometimes on my table. Especially when my kids come to visit my table. Hi, Andrea, I'm so glad to see you. Welcome, welcome. And so take a piece of paper. And this is what I want you to think about, okay? I'm going to turn on the 2-minute brainstorm. What is a 2-minute brainstorm? For those of you, again, who are new, who just wandered in, 2-minute brainstorm is a wonderful practice. I actually practiced it a bit before, but that became a regular practice that I practice every day when we do Neurographic drawing, okay? So what happened was 2-minute practice. 2-minute practice is We're going to write down everything and anything that comes to our mind when we focus on the topic of the writing. The topic of your writing right now will be, you can write it down, what is important to me in my life at this moment. Okay, just write it down. The topic, what I want you to do your brainstorm on, what I want you to focus for the next 2 minutes. What is important to me, right? What is important to me right now in my life, okay? Where did this come from? I just want to tell you just a bit of the origins of this practice. It actually came from the amazing course, and actually I need to finish it. I always take courses and I don't finish it. Can some of you relate to that, right? And it's called the Neuro Architecture. It used to be called the Architecture of Reality. It's yet another course set by Pavel Piskaryov. It's an amazing, amazing course. And one of the ways Pavel explains how reality turns out, right? What happens? How do we bring something? You know, Pavel is a professional architect. So he says, you know, how do you take a dream about, let's say, having a certain house, right? And turn it into an actual house, you know, turn it into an actual realistic, you know, place where people live, but it has to be A, practical, B, safe, maybe the opposite of it, safe and practical, you know, safety is very important, right? And that's why those of you who own a house, if you ever had to do any like changes in the house, most of the time, like especially in the US, I don't know other countries, in the US, most of the time townships where you reside, they will require you to make sure that the architect actually resigned it. Yes, the question that we're going to do, okay, hi Violetta, so nice to see you. What is important to me right now in my life, okay? And and Pavel said that, you know, architect, exactly, that's the question that architect has. Takes the idea, you know, I want to have 3 bedroom, 3 bathroom, a beautiful garden, a beautiful pool, or front yard, or whatever ideas you guys have about a house. The architect looks at it, takes all the ideas into mind, and then starts designing a practical place. I would say, I was saying, a lot of times townships, like they require you, before you do any fix-ups to your house, the architect has to sign off on it. You know, he has to put a seal of approval. Why? Because this is the way you, this is the way we know that it's not just a fantasy, it's not just a dream, but it's an actual realistic way of putting it into the reality, you know, putting it into practice. Okay, so when Pavel, of course, created Neurographica, Pavel, we know, is a wonderful psychologist, a wonderful coach, you know. First thing he did was he was very excited. That was, again, one of the, you know, few beginning of Neurographica. He started thinking, how do I combine architecture with Neurographica? He created this amazing course called Neuro Architecture. Again, it used to be called Architecture of Reality. And he started saying certain things. He said, the first thing you always think is you look at the values of your life, okay? In order to fully understand, does this, you know, what does this goal, is this something that I really want to bring it to my life? Does it follow my values? That's number one. He says, for your goal to come true, at least 3 of your values have to be incorporated into that goal. And that's why I'm bringing you to this exercise, the practical exercise, okay? Again, 2-minute timer, I'm gonna put, look at your paper, take a pen, start writing. What is a brainstorm? You write down anything and everything that comes to your mind, okay? It can be an emotion, it can be a thought, it can be a reaction in the body. You know, my hand is hurting, my eyes are tearing up. Anything that comes, guys, write it down. Sometimes people say, nothing comes to my mind. And I say, just write down, nothing comes to my mind, okay? But I promise you something will come to your mind. If nothing comes to your mind, you look back at your goal, the one that you wrote down. Again, what we are focusing on, what is important to me right now in my life, okay? Very important, write it down, okay? Focus on this question. I promise you things will come up, because this is very, you know, hot and happening. Has to do with something that you know, that's something with you. Okay, I'm gonna put a 2-minute timer. Yeah, 2-minute timer starting now. Again, write down everything and anything that comes to your mind. What is important to me right now in my life? Okay, 2 minutes has passed. If you have like a few more lingering thoughts, you can write it down and then we stop, okay? Okay, so look at your list, okay? Very, very important. Look at your list. Start understanding, start looking at the most important words, cluster some words together, right? Form phrases, look at the list and start understanding that certain ideas from your list, certain thoughts, certain clusters of words, I would even say more than just one word, but rather cluster of words. When you form them together, they're your values. They are what important to you at this specific moment in life, okay? 1 second, I just want to make sure. See that Facebook is freezing. Okay, yeah. I fix it. So start understanding that values, what are my values? For example, I'll give you mine, right? For me, values are family, right? Family is very valuable to me. That's number one in my list. And some of you may have it, right? Most of you may have it, right? For me, my work is a valuable thing for me, right? Bringing my projects into life, getting students to sign up, getting students to complete the courses, right? Finding the time, right? I just realized time should be a value, right? Finding the time to actually, be able to, you guys will understand this, right? This is a female thing, be able to juggle work and family and work, how do I apportion my time where, when I'm with my family, I spend time with them, quality time, quantity and quality, both are important to me. And when I'm at work, when I'm in my project, I want to make sure, that I give myself fully. I'm the kind of person, when I do something, I like to do it fully. I have a hard time, with multitasking. They say it's a female trait, but not always, right? As I grew older, I started noticing that in order for me to do well in something, I need to focus fully, right? So yes, I need to focus fully. When I teach, I focus fully on my teaching. I make sure, for me, quality is important, right? I'm that kind of perfectionist, right? When I'm with family, for me, important the quality and quantity time with my family, right? When I go somewhere, I spend time with them. I want to make sure that I'm not on the phone, that I'm not answering messages. So yes, at certain times in the day, some of you send me a message and I don't answer for a number of hours. It means I'm spending time with the family. I want to make sure, even then, still, kids sometimes say, that we were doing a skit, right? We were doing, what do you call that? Like where you do, when you do a play out and you guess who it is, right? And they were showing me the way I'm doing on my phone, right? Even then, that brought to me that even though my goal is not to be on the phone, not to be answering the messages, but I sometimes tend to do that. So again, that's bringing my focus back to where it belongs. Quality time is time, okay? Time is an important value. Work is an important value. Family is an important value. What else is a value to you, right? By the way, you're welcome to write it down here. Is there anything different, anything unique about your value? If you're on Instagram, you can comment. If you're on Facebook, you can comment. I would love your input because, for me, what else is value to me, right? Like I put the names of two of my older children, right? They graduated school, they're, college age, so they have their own goals, right? That I feel like I am putting them separately. They're different value, they're different focus that I need to pay attention to. Now, what else is valuable? Money is value to me. Why? Because I need to pay for rent. I need to pay for food. I need to pay for clothing. I need to pay for entertainment in order for me to go and spend quality time with kids. I need to have that money, right? That interesting energy that we call it, but it actually has to be actualized. It has to be practical, right? I actually wrote down paying for things, right? Rent, food, entertainment, parks, clothing, and I put down travel. That's something that I started talking to my husband. I think it's time back for traveling, right? I feel the yearn to travel. You guys see that sea behind me? I need to go see the sea. I was talking to somebody. I was doing this session with, again, my colleague Vera. I'm taking another course with her. And I'm like, oh, I need to go to the sea. I need to be in the water, the natural water. Yes, I go to the pool a lot, but I feel like this necessity to be in the sea area. So again, it's a different time. And I realize it's not just the sea area, it's a traveling, okay? For me, traveling is very important. That's a main idea of my resources, okay? And of course, for me, value is my learning. I'm taking lots of classes. Why? Because I constantly develop, I constantly learn, I constantly grow. And guess what? I take all that learning, all that growing, I package it up, I'm bringing it to you, right? That's where I learn all this thing. That's where it comes from. My learning, again, repackaging it, rebranding it, bringing it to you so that you can find relevance of those knowledge. Most of my knowledge I do want to share with you. It comes from Russian speaking sources. So those of you in the English speaking audience, you would love it because otherwise you have no access to it, right? And there's lots and lots of amazing, amazing knowledge and sources and understanding, right? So yes, absolutely. What are your values? What did you underline? What were the most important things for you in your list? Okay, look through that, understand it, start realizing, how and what and why you're doing things or not doing things, right? But how do you bring this understanding of values into your life, okay? Are you focused on your values? And that's the second question. We're going to start the second understanding. We're going to start the second part of figuring out our goal, okay? The second part comes from the actual goals that we are setting for ourselves, okay? If the first part was figuring out, if the first part was figuring out what do we, what are my values? What do I really want? And, when I say, what do I really want? What are we focusing on? We're focusing on the soul. Those of you who did the butterfly effect course with me, you guys know what I'm talking about, right? We have different aspects of who we are. We have the soul part, we have the mind part, we have the emotions part, the body parts, right? So we focused on our soul. What is important to me? What is valuable to me? Let's focus on our mind. Let's figure out, what do I want now? where do I want to go? What are my desires? Okay, that I want to bring them into full realization, guys. We're talking about desires. It's not, it's not like my whole life, I dreamed of becoming a piano player, professional piano player. Yes, you can do it. And I actually did do it. There was a time in my childhood when I dreamed of becoming a professional piano player. And then at a certain moment, I kind of, I couldn't do it for whatever reason in life. But I do want to let you know that a few years ago, I said, this is it. I need to do it. I actually took professional piano courses, lessons with, my children's teacher. She was amazing. I loved it. And I got it out of my system. No, I did not become a professional piano. I realized that it's much harder. My hands were really hurting me. But you know what? I got it out of my system. Okay. I'm not going to turn around now and say my other childhood dream, becoming a professional ballerina. Yes, I took professional ballet classes when I was little. I do have professional dancing sessions behind me, but I realized that at this moment in my life, becoming a professional ballerina, look, if you're going to dare me, yes, I can do it. Do I want to do it? Is it in my values, guys? Do you see what I'm trying to take you? Is it in my values? In order for me to become a professional ballerina, and guess what? Yes, I can. I truly do believe that people can do it, but it will take much more energy, much more time. It will coincide or take over most of your values, okay? Let's say in order for me to become a professional ballerina, I would have to work hard, work a lot on changing my diet, changing my physical appearance, taking professional dancing classes, doing workouts, so many things that guess what? My values of family, my values of, work, bringing teaching courses would be going away, right? I wouldn't be able to teach anything because my major focus would be on that goal, right? I would spend a lot of money, right? So I wouldn't be able to focus on my older kids and maybe help them what needs to be done, right? Then my learning, I wouldn't be able to take any courses except that one main learning, right? Learning how to dance ballet. So yes, do I think it's possible? Absolutely. Is it a part of my value system? No, it's not. It's not something I'm interested in bringing into reality. You guys see the difference? Yes, maybe I dream and I can continue dreaming about becoming a ballerina, or maybe not so much. I go to ballet and I watch professional ballet and I take it out. This is my way. I bring it out of my system, right? But the idea itself, start understanding what are your goals and how do they coincide with your values, okay? I want to give you another example, okay? We're going to start our session, our drawing session, and we're going to take another piece of paper. And this is the paper where your goal, your topic will be. We're going to do another 2-minute brainstorm. And over there, you will write, what are my goals that I want to bring to realization? Okay, guys? What do you want to realize in your goal? How do you want to work with it? What would be your goal to bring into realization? Okay. And this is what we're going to do the 2 minutes. Okay. I want to give you an example. My goal for many years, I would say at least about maybe 4 or 5 years at one moment, was to move to a place where it's nice and warm. Okay. I love New York City. I truly love New York City. I love New York City energy, everything else. But at one point I felt that I needed to be in a place where I'm going to be warmer. I don't like winter. I don't like, wearing fur coats or heavy jackets or any Parker kind of things. I don't like that. I want to be in a place where the most I'm going to wear will be a nice jacket, like a thin jacket, like a sweater or something, right? So I was looked into it, I love the idea of Florida. So I was thinking about moving to Florida, right? I need 2 things, warmth and water. Okay. So when we moving to Florida, we were thinking about, do we move to where the water is, or, to the sea, like Miami Beach, like seaside, And then I realized there was another value for me. It's actually part of my value here, going to the parks, I love Disney. I love all the Orlando parks, all of that activity, right? I need to be active. I need to be going places. I need to be, actively going on certain rides. That's a part, again, of my value system, okay? Actually, I'm gonna add it, right? Go to parks, okay? You can add it as you come up with more values, more understanding what your values is, add it to your value list, right? Now, remember when I was talking to my friend, and my friend, she's from Moscow originally, she loves the winter, she loves skiing, she loves everything that has to do with snow. And she, as I discovered, right? And I was telling her, she's like, why did you move? She came to visit me in Florida, in Orlando. I live in Orlando now, for those of you who don't know. I moved from New York to Orlando. And one of the questions, she came, she loved it. And she said, why did you move? I can't live without New York. She said, I love visiting you. I love the weather and everything, but I would not want to move anywhere. And I said to her, I told her the warmth, and she said, no, I like the winter. So that's not my value, right? As we're talking in this kind of terms. And the next thing I told her, I need to be next to the water, right? And if it's not the actual water, not necessarily the sea, but I need to have an access to the pool like year round. And she looked at me, she said, I hate water. And I said, what? How does anybody hate water, right? I didn't tell her that, but that was my first like surprise. I was like, hate water? Wow, how do you hate water? And she was telling me she hates water, even when she takes a shower, she tries to do it quickly. She says, I know. She says, yeah, I know. Most of the people around me, water is a resource to them. This is like, oh, water, they want to go to the beach. And to her, it's not. She takes her kids to the beach because she has to take her kids. It's not her value, guys. Do you see what I'm saying? It is not her value. So that's understanding, for you to be able to understand what is it that you do want, what is it that you do like in life, and what is it that you don't necessarily like, and this is the interesting part where I gave you that example of my friend. Like I mentioned, she does take her children to the water. She goes to the beach. Why does she go to the beach? You ask me if she hates it. Because one of her values is her family. She understands the importance of taking her family to the beach because that's a part of her value system. But she understands she has a differentiation between what is her values and what is the value, of something you don't like, but you kind of learned how to coincide it or intersect it with another value. Another example I want to give you is of a person. If you ask her, what do you do? Like I have a friend from high school, right? I found out our kids were actually in high school together. It was like great realization. I was like, hey, your child went to high school with me. It's like a great, one of those things, where you meet somebody and you're like, hey, we went to high school and then our kids went to a high school, not the same high school. Hey, Peggy, so nice. Welcome to Watch This and Recording, okay? I'm going to start drawing soon. I just want to explain the understanding. And we were talking about something and I told her, she said, hey, what's going on with you? And I said, oh, I live in Florida. And she said, oh, I go to Florida every like a few times a year. She said, we have like a house or something in, I don't remember what she said, probably Miami Beach, I think she said. And I said, oh, you like the water and everything? She said, no, it's just a thing we do. It's just my social function. She's part of the socialite life, in Brooklyn, part of the this Russian socialite. She was actually part of the reality show on I don't remember what channel, like one of those channels called the Russian Dolls, right? She was actually a part of it. It was like amazing to see her. I was like, oh, I know her. She went to high school with me. But the point is, it's a part of her thing that she does, that her socialite lifestyle kind of brings her to do it. She has to travel to Miami. It's a part of the thing. And that's what it is, right? Some people have values, that are important to me personally. And some people do things because it's a part of their culture, part of their community, And again, my question is not whether you should do it or not. My question is, do you understand? Do you have a conscious understanding of what are your values? What are the values of your children? What are the values that have to do with your family? They're not your values, right? But you're taking it upon myself, right? At a certain moment, I worked a lot. When my husband went to school and he was getting his master's degree, I worked like 200%, right, guys? I worked from like 6 o'clock, 5 o'clock in the morning. I would get up. I would come home at like 10 o'clock. I really worked throughout the whole day, right? That's amount, because I had to make money. I had to, like, work for two sides, making enough money to pay rent, car, we even had a country house and everything. What didn't we have, right? That was it, right? I took his value and I brought it into my life. I made it a part of my life, but I always was aware of the fact that that's his value. He's getting his master's. I'm supporting him. I'm supporting the family at this moment. And then sometimes we understand that there are certain values that are community values. And yes, you decide to take it upon yourself. You may not fully understand it. You may not fully even agree with it, or be able to explain it to other people, right? But you do it because you agree with the community, or you agree, people going to, let's say, church, people, religious people, right? Certain taking certain commitments and bringing into your life, right? This is a part of who you are, right? Let's say for Orthodox Jews, you do certain things that are called commandments, right? We do them even if we don't fully understand it. Again, the point is here not to discuss whether you should do it or not, but becoming aware. Where are you? Where are the values that you're taking from your family, from people who are close to you, and you are ready, you agree to bring those values in? And where are the values of your community? Is there any values here for you to think about? Again, it's going beyond what we're discussing today and now, by the way. You can figure this out later on, because we're going to start drawing as the time is coming. But the question I'm going to leave you for homework, right, is, are there any values that are not mine at all, that I don't want, that has been taken upon myself by, and I'm giving you a hint now, by the way, this is what we're going to figure out during the financial regeneration course. Are there any values that I took upon from my egregors, from my ancestors, from the egregors around me? Because people said that I need to, like even with parenting, right? People say that children should not be screaming. Why not? People can scream. Children can scream if they want to scream in outside, if they have a way to express themselves. There's different parenting ideas, right? If a child is screaming, yes, you talk to them, but it's okay for a child. You don't hush a child. You say, shh, quiet, quiet. People around you are going to be uncomfortable. Or you come up and say, hi, what is bothering you? How can I help you? Focus on the child, right? Again, figuring out where are the egregors that are holding you back, and where are the egregors that are bringing you closer, bringing you in. Do you have any entanglements with your ancestors? Do you have any loyalties to some outside egregors that are infringing on your personal values, guys? This is how goals don't come true. When you set a goal and you have somebody else's values in mind. Do you understand? It's very important. This is what we're going to do during this course that we're starting right now. We're going to figure out, where are my values? Where are somebody else's values? How do I bring them together harmoniously, right? Remember in Neurographica, that thing we call the rounding, the conjoining. We make sure whatever we bring in new lines, new shapes, we always conjoin them. We always add the rounding element to it. Why? So it comes harmoniously. So we are working together and start understanding, what do we want to affix? What do we want to bring out? Okay. 2 minutes. I want you to focus. What are my goals? Okay. And then we're going to start the drawing. Ready, set, go. Write down, what are your goals that you want to bring to realization as of now, today. 2 minutes started. Okay, 2 minutes has finished. Okay, so, my Facebook froze again. Okay, I am going to turn my camera, guys. Look at your list, the one that you made now. Choose the topic, the goals. Also look at your values list. Try to see which one fits where. You're going to do this more at home after the session. We're going to start the drawing session, okay? You can, looking at your goals that you drew now, that you wrote now during the brainstorm, circle out the most important parts that you want to bring to realization. Okay, guys? Yeah, I'm just writing down as more ideas come to mind, okay? But I am going to actually change my camera. Those of you on Instagram, yes, I will turn my camera around so you can actually watch it. Let's go into here now. You see me now, you don't, right? Those kind of magical things. Let's bring this into reality. Okay. Okay. Now. Okay, there you are. Instagram. You are gonna go see my this. We're gonna start drawing the tree. Okay, guys. Yes, keep the second part of your paper or whatever the goal you have here. I'm opening it up so I can write down. I'm drawing my tree into the a second, let me see. Make sure I have okay. Just to, again, repeat what I was about to say. In order for your goals to come true, just for you guys to understand, do the homework at home, okay? Those of you who are joining the financial regeneration course, those of you who are already signed up, guess what? You should be doing it. That's a part of your course, okay? And do this, guys. Welcome. If you have any questions, welcome to ask me. Those of you in the course, again, welcome to ask me in the course. Those of you guys who are not in the course, but you have questions for me, welcome to ask as a comment under this video. Welcome to PM me, whatever your preference. You know, sometimes people have personal questions. So yes, you're welcome to PM me. So it's interesting to start understanding, right, guys? We need to integrate into one goal. That any goal you choose should have at least 3 of your values. Okay, let's say teaching this financial regeneration course, right? That's one of my values, right? Teaching it successfully, right? Successful, like over here, I'm gonna write, we're gonna incorporate in the tree now. Successful, let's say teaching of financial regeneration course, okay? For some of you, it may be, you know, the other side of it, successful completion of financial regeneration course, right? So what are the values that would go into it? Just to show you again, the practicality of this interesting practice, right? The practicality of this would be, again, what would be here? Work, right? That would be a part of my value. Money, earning money, right? That would be a part of my value. What else would it be? And it's also my learning, right? Because whatever I learn, I need to give out, guys. I realized at one moment, right? You know, the vessel has to empty itself out in order to bring in more. So that's a part of it, okay? So that's the other aspect of my learning. Okay, guys? What else? Make sure any of your goal has 3 values. If your goal has 2 values, that goal is not, you know, it's not strong enough. It's not energy sufficient enough for you to start bringing to realization. Okay. So just again, just to bring you up to that, work this out at home. Okay. Figure this out. Now, let's see. Can you see my camera? Yes, you can see my camera fully. Excellent. Now, let's start talking about the tree. What is the idea of the tree? Okay. First and foremost, when we start drawing the tree, okay, those of you who never took the course, let's say this is the first time you're drawing the tree. Some of you may have that, right? What do you do? What is the tree? The NeuroTree is an amazing, amazing algorithm based upon the metaphor of the tree. Okay, just to give you a basic idea, you can take a pencil, take the paper where you're planning to draw. Okay, put like this dotted line, divide your paper into 3 parts. Okay, the bottom part will be the roots. Okay, just to give you an idea, the bottom part will be the roots. The middle part will be the trunk, right? And the top part will be the branches, okay? Okay, so what are we focusing on here? So a few things. Number one, for those of you, and I have that where my students would start drawing the tree, it would be in the very beginning, right? Even before I started teaching the specialist course. And they would be like adding neural lines and adding neural lines and adding neurons. And then one point they realized they ran out of paper. So in order not to happen, for this not to happen, in order for you to actually have the structure of a NeuroTree, you should take a pencil and just kind of give yourself an outline of a NeuroTree, okay, guys? This outline of a NeuroTree. Just put it in. So this way, when you do draw the neural lines nicely and, creatively and, maybe somewhat intuitively, you still have this kind of frame where you're staying within the structure of the tree, okay? Again, for those of you who don't know, NeuroTree is an amazing, amazing metaphor for, is a source of a lot of metaphors, the way we connect to lots of archetypes and egregors in our life, okay? So those of you who are interested in more, I actually have a bunch of NeuroTrees open in my YouTube channel. Welcome to, go in, right? Lana, Shalom, NeuroTree. You're going to find at least 5 of them. Those of you who want to learn how to do this professional, welcome to the specialist course with me, where I give you, it takes us about an hour to actually, explain the full understanding of the whole metaphor of the NeuroTree, the details and everything else. Now I'm giving you just a few of them, okay? Roots is how we figure out what's happening in the past. What do we have in the past? In this case specifically, in the past, we're going to put resources, okay, guys? Your resources will go in the past. Let me know, can you see, because I'm writing with a pencil. Can you guys see it? Do I need to write it with a marker? Please let me know, those of you who are watching me live. In the branches, we're going to put our financial goals, okay? Again, if you are a part of the financial regeneration course, you're welcome to put the financial goals. Those of you who just want to draw this for fun, excellent. Thank you, Violetta. You can just put regular goals, whatever your goal is. Complete my science, my project, move, buy a house, buy a car, whatever, right? The best part was one of my students who's now a specialist student of mine. She wrote to me, Lana, after she took the basic, she wrote, Lana, I had a dream about buying a car, and I even set up, my budget and this car I have and that car I have, what car I can buy with my budget. She said, I ended up, after I started drawing with Neurographica, figuring out, removing the limitations and everything else. She said, I ended up getting, some extra funding. And then she said, I bought the car of my dream, not the car that was realistically done for me, but the car of my dream. That was one of the best reviews I ever got. And I was so happy for her. I was like, that's an amazing, amazing way Neurographica works. Just wanted to bring it to you guys, okay? Financial goals. Set yourself up a financial goal again. We discussed it last time, remember how we talked about how every month you can increase yourself 10%. Those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, watch the session from Friday or go on YouTube channel, okay? It's called How to Set Up a Goal. So financial goals, okay? We're gonna put that in the branches on top, something we're trying to reach up. Reach your hand up, right? Put your hand up and trying to reach something, okay? And then you pick it up and you bring it to yourself and you say, I need this, okay? By the way, Bodynamics is part of the financial regeneration course. Bodynamics is where we start doing it metaphysically, utilizing our body to bring what we want, like this. Look, guys, I'm going to show you right here in the camera. You reach your hand out again. Usually we do it reaching high up. Why? Because again, the metaphor of reaching up, getting all your desires or dream are always up. The metaphor of the four worlds. Watch the previous sessions, guys. The four world, the highest spiritual world, the world of desire is always on top. So reach our hand up. You can do that. Okay, I'm going to try to show you those of you on Instagram, those of you on, welcome everybody on Instagram. I see I have new people here. Welcome, welcome. Okay. Again, those of you on Facebook, right? Look, this is that one of the examples I'm going to show you from the physical exercise we need to do. Why do we need to do it, guys? Because again, we're not just dreaming and fantasizing. We're going to bring things to reality. Reach your hands up, high, 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 high up, right? Really, really, really high up. And then wrap something from top. Bring it down. Turn it around. Open up your hand. Look at it and say, I need this. I want this. This is something that will benefit my goal. And then you close it back up in your fist, bring it to your chest, open it up, kind of like this, put it inside your chest and say, I'm taking it. This is what I need. I'm taking it and I'm utilizing, integrating it within my life right now to reach my goal. Okay. We're going to do exercises like this a lot because we're going to, again, discuss what do we need? What do we want? What is our reality? And how do we work with it again, realistically? Not just fantasizing, not just drawing. Drawing is very important. But again, like I said, we want to make sure we bring realization, metaphysics into this a lot. Okay, guys? So part of what I just showed you was one example. Oh, you're good. You're good. You're good, guys. You missed the part where we were talking. Hi, Sabine. Hi, Michelle. You missed the part where we are talking about how to set up a goal, how to figure out desires and how to put them correctly into your goal. We talked about how to figure out what are your values and the fact that, just to give you a big sign up, you're going to make sure you watch it, especially guys. Sabine and Michelle, you're in the course, so it's a part of your learning. You need to watch it. How to make sure that at least each one of your goal has at least 3 values into them. Okay. Again, talking about values and everything there, just watch it. We just started to draw. So what are we going to do here? In the roots, we're going to put resources. In the branches of the financial goals, we're going to put, in the branches, we're going to put the financial goals. What are we putting in trunk? In the trunk is how. Okay. The question will be, how will you be reaching your goal? How will you be reaching your financial goals, guys? And over here, most of you I know are my colleagues, psychologists, fellow neurographers, have at least a specialist in neurographic, and maybe not, maybe you only have the basics. That's fine. I am okay with this. My major question here is, what are you going to do? Here's what you're going to answer here in the trunk. What are you going to do to reach your financial goals? For example, I'll give you my example. And again, most of you as colleagues will share that. What are the projects that you are bringing to life in order to bring realization to your financial goals? Are your projects, again, 2 parts of projects. Within the branches, we're going to write the projects. We're going to draw the projects that are already taking place. For example, for me, it's financial regeneration, my psychology of money, open sessions, right? And outside of the branches, you will write the project that you are planning to bring. Okay. Let's say in November, I have a specialist coming up. So I would put that outside of my branch because this is not what's happening right now. For right now, let's say this month, October 2021. Okay. Just to give you again, guys, exactness is very important when it comes to financial goals. Okay. We do want to be exact in the amount of money we're getting. That's the previous session from Friday. We do want to be exact in the time frame. Now, talking about time frame, what are we doing with time? Time goes here, and this is one important difference, guys. Those of you in the specialist course, you probably never did this before, even if you didn't take it with me. I know, Sabine, you probably took it in Germany, right? Almond, you have your specialist from Germany, I know also. We usually, when we draw the NeuroTree, we just draw the NeuroTree, the important 3 aspects we know, and we always draw from bottom to up. What I want to add here is one more important aspect, guys. Add yourself a vertical timeline. Why? Because 3 important things that are important in financial goals. When you set a financial goal, you need to set up an exact amount, okay? Don't tell me I want money. You will get money. It may not be the amount you want. Do you want to get the amount you want? You set up, you write down the amount you want, okay? So in order for us to get the goals realized, you need 3 important aspects. Aspect number 1, the exact amount, okay? Aspect number 2 is what we're going to do here. How do you want to get your goals realized? Write down exactly how you want your goals to come true. Is it going to happen? Okay. Is it going to happen by my project? Is it going to be somebody giving me money as a present? That happens too, by the way. You know, is it going to be my regular salary, or is it going to be something beyond, some projects I'm planning to implement? Okay. And step number 3 will be give yourself a time frame. I don't want to say time deadline, because the word dead is like a little negative, but similar word to deadline would be time frame, right? Give yourself a certain date. By what date do you want to get this this goal realized? Okay, whatever the goal you had, this amount of money, this realization of the goal. Okay, and again, I'm going to give you more examples as we speak. Now let's start drawing. Okay, how do you draw the tree? You start with the those of you, by the way, who are in my Neurographica coaching course, you guys remember the money color that I figured out for you by Budsy? Figure out your money color. If you don't know it, those of you who don't know, just PM me. If you are in my financial generation course, I will be happy to tell it to you. Figure it out. But those of you who know your money color, you can use that color to draw your financial growth tree. Okay, starting on the bottom, remember how we go. So again, I just started telling you financial, your time frame. Remember, this is where you are now in the present. Okay, this is the present now. And over here, give yourself a goal. How much are you going up front? Okay, this is the past in the bottom. Now, what are you looking for? For example, for me, I know that I have a plan for October, November, December. So I'm going to write January 1st, 2022. That's my time frame. That's my kind of deadline, I want to say. Again, was that, I don't know. If you guys know another synonym for the word deadline, you're welcome to send it to me, okay? But again, the time frame within what I want to realize my goals. Okay, guys? Write it over here on the very top. This is your time frame. This is what the date that you are seeking to bring the realization of your goals, okay? And let's start the drawing process, okay? Starting, the NeuroTree starts from the bottom to the top, okay? Neurolines, bring a lot of neurolines, okay? Breathing in and breathing out. Remember to breathe in and breathe out as you are drawing the neural lines into your picture, okay? Take a different marker and realize that this marker doesn't work as well as I thought it would be, which means time for a new marker. And yes, I buy my markers in boxes, okay? Sharpies, I have this liners, you know, Mon Ami, those of you who are interested. I know a lot of times I'm asked that question. Okay, new marker, exciting. Okay, there you go. Voila, you can see the difference, right? Yeah. Okay. Start putting, I would say put 5 to 6 neural lines, okay? Don't worry about it, even if it looks a little empty on the bottom or on top, I will show you how to get them filled up, okay? But for now, just put them in. And as soon as you're ready, we're gonna start doing the rounding process, okay? The rounding process. If you want to, okay, I'm assuming most of you are advanced student drawing curator. Yes, even before the rounding process, you can, guess what? You can, here, I'm going over the same line twice just to make it stronger, just to make it more vibrant, you know, more bolder. You can start putting your goals on top. You can have two ways, okay? I usually like to do the rounding first and then putting the goals. But for some people, having a goal, right? Those of you who are in the neuro goal course, you know what I'm talking about. Having the goal is important. 1 second, everybody. Okay. Having a goal is important. So in order to go forward, right, that will help you. So you can put some goals on top, right? What are your goals? Okay, now, again, explaining certain things for you, right? You can have a goal of an amount of money. You can have the goal of that amount of money realizing within a certain project. For example, for me, it would be the successful completion of the financial regeneration course, right? And again, that goal would be realized as a successful in amount mentally, right? I want to make sure people are going to be happy. People are going to realize what they, whatever time and energy and money they invested, right? But also for me, it would be the realizing of my own investment, right? The energy and time I'm investing it. I want to make sure I get something back, like in the form of monetary, again, financial growth, okay? Those of you, right? Some people say, my goal would not be financial necessarily. I want to make sure I'm going on a traveling trip. And I guess, remember what I mentioned, for me, it was something, right? I want to go travel. I want to go to the sea. And I was talking to my husband, I need to figure this out. Let's say you're putting your goal as traveling. Not sure yet. Could be somewhere nearby, like Miami Beach. It could be somewhere further, like Caribbean. I'm not sure yet. Seriously, I have no idea. I know I need to travel. I know I need to go somewhere. I will figure this out. Now, what would you put here? When it comes to the word financial, what you will put here is the amount of money you will need in order to complete this travel. Do you guys understand what's happening here? Do you understand what I'm taking you? Over here, if you want to finish a project, let's say, again, successfully finish a project, but over here, you will put the amount of money. If it's, again, your work project, how much money are you looking forward to getting from this project? And if you are, it's a project that will need investing money, then you will put how much money are you planning to invest in this project, right? For example, for me, my learning project, right? With courses I'm taking, right? I'm planning to take new courses with Lana, right? The person, author of the Psychology of Money program. She is, and yes, I'm going to bring that to you guys. I am going, by the way, all my courses, whatever course I take, are very practical courses. I barely take a course that I am not planning to monetize, right? That I'm not planning to realize and bring it to my students. So this course will be using metaphoric associative cards and integrating it together with family systems, okay? Like Hellinger work, okay? Constellations. This is very unique, okay? Very unique. I haven't seen anything like that before. I've been eyeing this course for the whole year, but I had other obligations. So finally I signed up, taking it in February, okay? What other takes off? I'm taking more courses. I'm taking some courses from Vera that, again, will be bringing it to you. One of them is called Ready, Set, Practice, about the fact that a lot of people take courses, right? I would like that too, but have a hard time integrating it into the practice. what do you need to do? How do you work with inner inhibitions, inner fears, right? Remember we did one open session I did with you guys, the boy, I keep forgetting the name of it. You guys know what I'm talking about. That inner voice that keeps telling you maybe you're not good enough, maybe you're not strong enough, maybe you shouldn't be doing it, maybe this is not for you. I keep forgetting the name of it. You guys know what I'm talking about. It's in my mind. Imposter. Thank you, Violetta. I knew you would say it, right? The imposter syndrome. The imposter syndrome was one part, a tiny part, like a prequel. Thank you, Michelle. The prequel to the Ready, Set, Practice course, okay? And maybe we're going to do that open session again, right? Again, so many courses, okay? Again, my RSP, I already paid the money for it. So my next realization goal will be realizing it. What money will I be getting from it? You understand, guys? Financial goals, like I said, money likes precision. Write down. Figure out what your travel will cost you. And yes, if it involves some points using whether flying or whether hotel, then that's what you're going to keep in mind. That some paying will be not by money, not by dollar signs, but by points. And some money will be involved, right? You will have to pay for food and stuff. Although nowadays, even that points work for, right? A lot of cards let you use points for food and stuff, right? Do you understand? For Mac and Constellation, I have to figure out how to pay for it, right? So I'm going to put amount of money I'm paying for the card course itself, okay? Not a cheap course, but then Svetlana is not a cheap teacher, and I find her to be worthy. I took the Psychology of Money course, not a cheap course. I took the Metas. Metas is another course that I'm bringing introduction, how to bring in your business into reality. Again, lots of these courses. What's happening in the bottom? In the bottom, right? I feel the need to round out now, guys. If you want to do that, you can do it. During the rounding out, those of you who are familiar with the reflection process, make sure you do it. Why? Because this is how we get processed, okay? This is how the whole system, this whole understanding what we just discussed, how to bring in your values, how to connect it to your goals, how to take your goals and start looking at them realistically. And yes, money is a part of life, okay? Money is how our physical being kind of expresses itself in this lifetime. And yes, it can be creative, right? Like what I wrote, what is creativity? Creativity is how you spend your money. Are you being creative? Are you finding a way to bring money in a way where you are able to realize your goal? You are able to bring creativity and fun and understanding to your life, right? One of my favorite shows when I used to watch it many years ago, when I was more on TV, more involved with TV, was Will and Grace, right? Any of you watched it, right? There is this character named Karen, right? Karen is this socialite, right? She's very rich. She's married to this extremely rich guy. And she works for fun. She works with her friend Grace, she does it for fun, not to get paid, right? And she says this phrase that stuck with me at that moment, right? Even then, 20 years ago or 10 years ago, I always thought about, what is money? Why are people obsessed with it? Why is there such an obsession with it? And at the same time, there is something called shame or guilt or rejection associated with it. So Karen said this funny phrase. Those of you who know the show can appreciate it. She went and she said, poor people are so interesting. They come up with so many ways to utilize even a dollar or money. But why can't they come up with a way to increase, to just like make more money? Right? And it kind of stuck with me. I'm like, that's an interesting question. Why can't poor people, right? And again, poor people is a general statement, for different people, being rich or being poor means different ideas, different amount. And that's why I keep telling you, make sure you put the exact amount into your goals, okay? Because just saying I want to be rich or I want to be a millionaire, by the way, saying I want to be a millionaire doesn't mean anything either. Does not mean you will get a million, okay? You need to be much more, I spoke about it on Friday, you need to be much more specific, much more detailed. What do you want to get? How, by when, by what date? How do you want to realize yourself, okay? And this is the idea. how to become creative, how to take your money and start being creative. And you know what else? It's also about how to earn money creatively, guys. Again, those of you who are my colleagues are not even necessarily anybody, even if you are doing some regular job, if you're working in a bank, guys, I promise you that any job, any field of job, you can come up with an idea how to earn money creatively. Okay. How do you bring creativity into your workplace, right? So many people make work fun, right? Make the idea of fun, right? Anything. There are no such thing as boring job, guys. Even person working, like in US, the boring job is considered for somebody who works in the IRS, right? You know, or like an accountant, right, is considered to be boring. But I know, like I have a dear friend of mine, Gigi, right? She is a fellow neurographer. She's an accountant, and I speak to her and I know her. She is so creative. I follow her on Facebook. She's so creative. She's amazing. I love it. So guys, creativity, doesn't have to clash with what you do in life. Creativity can be an expression of what you do in life and how you earn the money, right, guys? You don't have to work with a clown in order to have fun, in order to bring fun, in order to be entertaining and fun. You can find your ways of being creative in your workplace, okay? Those of you, let's say you're looking, so now that I rounded everything off, look at your bottom, right? Say, and you're saying, Lana, how come I have a lot of empty spots? And this is my life hack. Again, I teach much more of this during the specialist course, but just draw some lines and connect those empty, fill up those empty kind of areas with a neural line, okay? Fill it up like this. Connect the neural lines between themselves, right? Voila. It's important to fill it up, okay, guys? Like this. And yes, give your tree, as you add those lines, the outline you are looking forward to giving it, okay? The outline. Voila. Voila. There you go. And you can do the same thing on top. Give your branches on top some connection. Okay, connect your branches together. You don't want to have any empty spots, any empty areas. The more neural lines you get, the more pathways you're creating to realizing your goal, that goal of yours that is very important to you. Yes, you may later sit down and think, what are the values associated with this goal? And start working on it, start understanding, are there any values? If not, what can I do? And sometimes, yes, you can rephrase your goal in a different way. But again, don't kid yourself. Don't try to trick yourself, right? But do try to figure out what you can do to bring this goal to realization. Start working on like I said, from the beginning. Look at your goal and start understanding, does it answer your values, okay? For example, the travel goal, I'm looking at it and I'm thinking, does it answer my values, okay? What are the values that would be a part of this goal? And I'm looking at my value list and I'm thinking, so definitely the value here would be family, right? Definitely the value here would be money. By the way, money means two things, earning money and spending money. That's right, guys. Like I mentioned before, in order for the vessel to be, in order to pour water into a cup, guys, you need to, the cup has to be at least somewhat empty. Okay. Hopefully it should be fully empty or half empty, whatever you want to, allegory you want to impose, you want to bring to yourself. But in order for me to pour water into the cup, I need to drink some water from this cup. So it has some space. Okay, in Kabbalistic terms, we call it the vessel. And by the way, I'm taking a chord that I need to write it down here because I definitely want to finish it. It's called the Kabbalistic MAC cards, okay? I know some of you may be interested. I even know one specific person who would love this idea. So yes, I'm taking a course on the Kabbalistic metaphoric cards with the actual cards coming from the Sphirot. Those of you who are part of my NeuroSpirot course, you guys know what I'm talking about. It's fascinating. And that would be an addition that I'm planning to teach, okay? So for now, again, my goal is, okay, is to finish the course. But some goals can integrate both, right? Some goals you can put finish and then teach. So you can do that. Those of you in my specialist course, right? Those of you who are trying to reach, finish and submit your certification, that could be your goal, guys. And you know what you're going to put in your goal when it comes to money, right? Let's say the Kabbalistic course. I'm going to give you an example. I already paid for it. So the amount of money I'm going to put in here is not, it's like talking to the universe. Some of you can be talking to God. You're talking to the universe. You're explaining the universe. What is the money you're planning to, you want to get, okay? And this is the list of things that will utilize your budget, so to say, right? So you're saying from my Kabbalistic course, I want to teach it later on because I already paid for it. I'm not asking the universe money to pay for it, but I am asking the universe for help, for support to realize this course into my selling course. Do you understand the difference, guys? For traveling, I'm not planning to sell anything. It's not a project that I'm planning to bring to realization as one of my work parts, but it's a project that I'm trying to bring to realization as part of my family value. That's why I talked about the value, guys. See which value each goal is associated with, okay? If you already paid for the course, those of you in the specialist, if you're already a part of the specialist course, you paid for it fully, guess what? Your goal will involve money that you're looking from the universe to support to kind of get it back, guys. Make it practical. How much money are you planning? How much money do you want to earn on utilizing, on start doing master classes, or start working with clients and using the algorithms from the specialist and basic courses, right? That's what it's all about. Those of you who want to take the specialist course with me, you guys are doing the opposite. You're going to put down the specialist course and write down the amount of the specialist course will cost for you, whether you're taking it with the basics or separately. And then you asking the universe to help you with achieving that money. One way or another, the top is your budget. Let's go to the bottom. What's happening in the bottom? Let's talk about our resources. What are your resources that you have to achieve those projects? Those of you, let's say, again, the example with the specialist course, right? In order to teach the specialist course or even to take the specialist course, you need to have a circle that will indicate that A, you took the basics course, B, you took the specialist course so you can teach it, or you took the basics course. You need the certification for the basics course in order to do the specialist. Do you understand? In order for me to successfully finish the financial generation course, what am I doing? What do I need? What are my resources in the back? What I mentioned to you before, knowledge. What is your knowledge? My knowledge is the fact that I'm a Neurographica instructor, right? Certified, right? So I have the right to teach Neurographica to others. Do you guys understand? This is your knowledge and also your rights. What other rights do I have? I finished the financial generation course with Vera. I got certified by her as a trainer. That's my right, okay? FR trainer, right? What else? I am a certified psychology of money trainer, right? I took a course with Lana. It's called Kesef, actually, right? Kesef, I will explain more. Kesef is actually, the word Kesef means money in Hebrew. And that was one of the reasons why I got interested in this course, right? What else do I have in order to realize, like going for the MAC cards plus constellation? What is the resources I have? How do I now will be successful in finishing, right? Remember, I'm finishing this course. I need to take the course and complete it. So how do I now will be successful in this? Because I have something called, I have knowledge and I have education in constellations, right? And I have knowledge and education in MAC cards. Okay, what other supports do you have, guys? You can bring in your family here, but this is important. Actually bring it in if they support you, okay? If your parents support your, whatever goal you have on top here, then you write it down. By the way, your parent support can be funding also, right? Let's say part of the travel will be traveling, with my family, and maybe my parents will go on it. And they will pay for part of the travel. Guess what? That's your support. You put it down here. What else is your support? My support is my husband, right? He's a part of my support. He's actually a part of financial support, and he's a part of my emotional support, right? We make choices together. We decide together. We figure out together where are we going, what is my traveling time, and everything else. Where am I traveling? We're discussing it together yesterday, right? So that's what it is, right? Figure out who else would support you. If I am to travel, would my children say yay? They would be like nay. My children would definitely say yay, right? That would be a great way to even like travel together. Even the older kids may join, right? Because they want to travel. They love traveling. Almost all of my kids like to travel, right? So definitely, guys, put in your support system. It could be financial support. It could be mental support, right? It can be emotional support. And I realized I didn't put in because I guess I need to figure out my value, right? But as I started my PhD program at the Institute for Psychology of Psychology of Creativity, right? My support system, right? I'm going to write here PhD program. My support system included talking to Pavel Piskaryov himself, right? When I spoke to Pavel, we discussed it with him before the summer, and then when the program started, I said, Pavel, I'm deciding I want to do this. And he said, great, you can do this. He was my support system. He says, I believe in you. I know you can do it. You have the resources, and I personally giving you support. That was important to me, right? So that's my support system, right? Right, I'm going to put that down. Yeah, mental support is very important. Emotional support is very important. What else? Bodily support. Do you have the energy for this? Do you have the time, guys? Time is a physical reality. We need to bring in reality. Again, always think about your values. What are your values that you're bringing to each goal? Part of those values you can put inside your resources, right? Your values are your resources. They support you. They're your soul's talking. Again, those of you who are in the butterfly effect course, you guys know what I'm talking about, right? Well, we figured out how does a desire work? We need to get our soul, we need to get our mind, we need to get our emotions, our inner child and inner parent. Everything has to be, we should be all, together. We are, all of those aspects of our desire should work together. If you want to take the butterfly effect, because the butterfly effect is exactly the course it talks. If you want to learn more about how to set your goals, your desires, how to work with your goals and your desires, welcome. Again, if you want to learn how to do this financially, welcome to join the Financial Regeneration course, because that's what it's all about. We are discussing what is money. We are going to discuss family entanglements. We're going to discuss loyalties. We're going to discuss secondary benefits, right? How come I'm not, I'll give you an example, right? I love the labyrinth, right? And I'm thinking, and by the way, we will have a labyrinth integration as a 7th session into our financial regeneration course. So I keep thinking, why can't I sit down and finish my certification for the labyrinth course? Some of you may understand me, right? Some of you write to me, Lana, I can't seem to finish the specialist course. I have all the cases together. Oh, I just need to sit down and do it, and I'm not doing it. What's happening? Okay. Procrastination, sometimes we call it, and sometimes we call it, let's look into it, right? So I start looking into it. Why can't I finish my labyrinth certification? So part of it is imposter syndrome, me thinking that, oh, there are so many people who are so good in labyrinth. They've been doing it for years. Who am I here? I only been learning it for 4 months, and I'm going to come and say, hey, I'm a specialist in labyrinths. But I can answer myself to that, because I'm going to say, yes, but those people learn, sporadically or quietly, or no, like going little by little. I actually learned a lot, even though it's only 4 months. I learned, the amount I learned would be enough for 2 years of learning, like if there would be a course on labyrinths, right? And there are courses on labyrinths, right? So yeah, I am certified. I am qualified. You see what I'm saying? Look at your secondary beliefs. Look at your secondary beliefs, guys. What is holding you back? Is there another reason why you're not achieving your goal? Okay. Why you're not achieving your goal? What's holding you back? Well, there is another reason, guys. I promise you. Look at your value system. One of those values is not a part of your goal, right? So if I look at my value system and according to the labyrinth, right, I am thinking that would take too much time from my family, because it does take time to sit down for me to do it. It would take time from my learning, because I would rather spend the time to learn, right? It would take time away from my park going, right? I just became a Disney annual pass goer. So yes, I love going to Disney. I love going to Universal, all those parks, right? That's part of why I moved to Orlando, right? I'm thinking, what value am I not integrating? And I realize an important part of the course is money. There you go. Right now, during the last 5 minutes, I figured out which value I did not integrate within my goal of finishing my labyrinth, money. I need to figure out a way, and it's true. If you ask me, how will you be making money with this, Lana? Because remember what I told you, all my courses are practical courses, guys. I rarely, very rarely, I take a course that I will not be integrating, like it was neurodance. I took it for fun. It was so much fun. And even that, I'm thinking, I'm going to integrate. That will be a part of body dynamics. I'm going to start integrating somehow into one of my courses, even having to do with money. Remember what we discussed before? Creativity is money. Learning how to be creative is attracting money, is telling money, look, I'm creative. You can come to me. Money like creative people, okay? Okay, so I need to learn how to bring money into labyrinths, okay? How will I be actualizing this course? How will I be monetizing, financializing this course, okay? What are we putting in the middle, okay? Look at this. Our, at least mine, I don't know how yours is, but by the way, welcome to share your pictures. You can share them on social media. You can tag me, Lana, Shalom. I would love to hear this. I would love for you guys to share my video. Let your friends know. It's an amazing, amazing course. It's an amazing class, even if they just look at the open session of the NeuroTree. This is part of attracting money, guys. Sharing your knowledge, sharing what you learned. This was one of the reasons why I started doing it. When I started teaching the first time, I started doing the psychology of money program was in Russian with my friends. That's how I do everything, right? First tried out with my friends, and they loved it. And they had so many insights, so many breakthrough that I started saying, okay, but the most important thing, guys, I was talking about it with Svetlana, the author. I was like, Svetlana, every time I do this, I have money coming to me. Like I'm opening up this portal of money. Money just come to me. And she smiled and she said, yes, now you understand why I keep creating all these programs based on the psychology of money. She's the one who created the MAC, was a constellation, absolutely phenomenal. A colleague of mine took it. She practiced it with me. I left the session saying, whoa, I want to do this. We're going to bring lots of meditations, Svetlana's meditation on psychology of money, into the financial regeneration course. By the way, Vera created financial regeneration course. It's a colleague of mine. She also completed the psychology of money program. So yes, a lot of what I'm going to bring to you is incorporated in the course, okay? What are we putting in the middle? Inside the trunk, you're putting the projects, you work. Let's say you're working as a teacher. You're going to put the circle for a teacher inside the trunk. Let's say you are planning to start teaching the basics course. Planning. It's in your future. It's in your calendar. You have at least one student signed up. You put it outside of your trunk. It's not something that you are doing right now as we speak, as you know, as of now, as of this day or this week, but it's in your plans, okay? You can put it outside. Actual plans, okay, guys? Let's say for now, right now, I started the financial generation course. I'm gonna put it here, okay? Okay, I am planning, we are doing, me and Margarita Miller, my partner in the world of Neurographica, we are doing the basics in Neurographica course, okay? Those of you who are in my basics course, you're welcome to do the refresher course. Because like I was saying before, we always teach things differently. We always teach things, you know, different aspect, different interesting part of it. Plus, Margarita is actually teaching this month, so she doesn't always teach. She's very busy. So you're welcome to join and see how she teaches. It might be different, okay? I'm going to put the basics course something like this, okay? Because we have students who signed up. We have people who will be attending the course. But it's in the near future, okay? So it's very close and intersecting with my trunk, okay? Where else will I put, guys? I'm going to put in my near future outside of my trunk because that will take place in November. I'm going to put the specialist course, okay? Notice it's not connecting to my trunk, okay? Because November to me, it's like, even though it's already October 11th, to me, it's like still the beginning of October, right? So, but it's in my present. You guys see, it's a part of my reality, okay? Specialist, November, okay? What else? I'm doing a series of open sessions this whole week and every week and next week and the week after, right? Every day I'm going to do open sessions, guys. Those of you who want to know the details, you can see you can see here. I'll show it to you because I know sometimes people say it's actually a part of my it's on my profile basically. You're welcome to go and you will see it up. I may even put it as part of, you know, as part of my YouTube channel or something, okay, guys? But yeah, this is, you're gonna find this is the schedule. That's what the schedule looks like. It's on my profile. So if you want to join the everyday live sessions, welcome to, okay? I will be very happy because again, those of you in the financial generation course, this is like, I'm gonna put a part, you know, all the sessions will be a part of your course. How do we connect the outside project? I would say the number one thing would be Neuroline. But remember what we, wow, right, Violetta. But I think you did take didn't you take the specialist course with me also? Yeah, you did. I know you did. Okay. So when you connect the outside courses, right? Give me a second. You need to connect it with the Neuroline, but you have to be very careful with that Neuroline. Use a different color or use a different width, okay? Don't use the same width. Let's say if you're using a fine marker, then use an ultra fine marker to put your surrounding areas, okay? You can also do like what I taught in the specialist course. You can do a basket or you can do a vase and put your impending projects in the vase. This is something you're planning to utilize, right? For those of you who, again, this is the way you will earn the money that you are looking for above. Okay, this is the way you were. For example, for me, this is Poem, Psychology of Money. For me, in November, I'm also bringing you another course called Ready, Set, Practice. Okay, so how do I connect it? You can connect it through the neural line. Just be careful. Don't draw too many neural lines in your background. Okay, when it comes to the NeuroTree, the background has to be very careful. You don't want to add too many neural lines, otherwise your tree will lose its structure. So when you do add the neural lines, right? For example, I want to connect the specialist and the RSP, ready, set, practice. I'm going to use a green marker, okay? And look what I'm going to do. I'm going to use a green marker like this. You can choose what kind of neural line. You can do them horizontally, you can do them diagonal, maybe even vertical. But just make sure you choose either a different color or a different lens. You can choose the same color, but make sure it's thinner, or yeah, don't make them thicker. Make it thinner. If you're choosing a different lens, then definitely a different width. Choose the thinner marker, okay? Ultra fine or a liner or something, okay? See what's happening? Yes, you integrate those projects, you connect them to your tree. Beautiful question, by the way, Violetta. Thank you for asking me that. It's a very important question. How do you connect your project to yourself? Because even though they're in your present, they're in your like environment, you still need to connect to them. You need to make sure that you are kind of bringing into reality, right? Actually want to use yeah, look. Put down all your projects, everything you're planning to bring in. Okay, I put down this, I put down the specialist. What else do I have? Okay, I'm going to do on Tuesday and Thursdays, right? Starting tomorrow, I'm going to do a series of open sessions, right? I told you before, I'm going to do a series of open sessions on the psychology of money. And it's interesting that they will still all be all together coinciding, and you will see how I can intersect various, even though it seems like not so much together, but the idea is still the same. I will be doing open sessions in Neurographica, and this time I'm focusing on the pyramid of consciousness, okay? So we're going to go step by step, level by level, layer by layer in order to understand fully, because I know a lot of people don't fully understand it. I'll be honest with you. I myself, I loved the first time I watched it. But if you would ask me, Lana, what it's all about, I would be like, I can't tell you, because I didn't understand so much so fully that, you know, it's like one of those things. It's so brilliant that my mind didn't fully even was able to integrate it in, right? Or was able to understand it fully in order for me to be able to talk to people about it, okay? So that's something I'm planning to also do. What else? What other plans do you have? Put in your plans, guys. Again, some plans, look, some plans like doing the Neurographica, right? The financial generation is actually an intro into the psychology of money, and there is an actual psychology of money Neurographica program, okay, that I'm yet to finish and certify with Vera, that I am going to put right here. Look, it's a part of my future, but it's so close to my reality, to my present. And I did it on purpose like this because that's something I'm planning to start teaching. Okay. I partially paid for it. So that's what I'm thinking now. What am I going to put here? Is this a goal that I want to finish learning, or is it my goal that I want to start teaching? And I guess it will be finished learning. Okay. Finish learning first. And then bring it into teaching. That's why it's close to my reality. I want this to be finished, okay? What else? Again, I would love to put labyrinth in here, but labyrinth is not a part of my reality. So I'm going to put it in the future, okay? Figure out the labyrinth course or the way to integrate it into a session. I'm actually interested in this, yeah. Maybe do a series of open sessions of something. Okay. Again, more and more and more, and give yourself, remember, if you have a lot of resources, a lot of fruits, a lot of goals on top, look in your bottom, or your roots. Do they have enough energy? Do they have enough resources to realize your goals, to bring your goals to fruition? Remember my example where I brought to you was like becoming a ballerina. Yes, I can do it, but do I want to? Bring in your resources. See what energy. Do you have enough energy to realize your goal? Bring in your support, right? What are your supports? And my support over here, I'm going to put, let's say for the labyrinth course, I'm going to put my knowledge in the labyrinth course, right? My knowledge, my building, maybe thinking, what else do I need to do? And I feel like I need to put something in the middle, right? So knowledge, labyrinths, right? And I feel like over here, maybe I will do a series of open session. I'm going to put it in the reality, okay, guys? Even though it's not in my schedule, I realize this is something I want to do. Again, insights come to you during the drawing, and that's part of it. We usually have to do the reflection process for it, because when you process all the changes that are happening with you, all the transformations, you get insights, okay? You know what? I'm not writing a labyrinth here. There's a project here. I may have an idea what it is. I'm not sure what it is yet. I may have an idea what it is, but I'm going to leave it open. And you can do that, guys. If you feel you have energy, you have enough resources, and you want to bring in a surprise project, right? Again, for me, I have an idea. Okay, I'm going to even write down here. Oh, I know what it is. People have been asking the financial regeneration in Russian. There you go. I want to do the financial regeneration course in Russian. People have been asking me, saying, can we do this in Russian? So maybe that's what it's going to be. Okay. So again, lots of interesting ideas. Look at your tree, add more if you need to. You know, again, make sure you have enough resources in order to bring all of this to life, okay? In order to bring your goals, your current realization, guys, you need to have lots of energy. Let's start bringing energy to our drawing. We have 10 more minutes, enough time to start coloring. Bring color. Color is a humongous source of energy, okay? Humongous source of resources. Okay, start looking at your circles, right? And start understanding what is the color here, okay? Start adding color. Color, choose intuitively. Yes, you can choose color with what you call. You can choose color with the knowledge of Badzi or Wuxin, whatever, you know, if you took the neuro color, if you know Wuxin, if you know the elements of colors or the energy of the elements colors. If you don't, that's fine. I would say use your intuition, guys. Your soul, you are so connected to your intuition at this point. Your soul knows what color you need, what energy you need to bring your goals to realization. Start just coloring, just add color. Start seeing what color is coming up. How does it come up? What is happening here? Why it's happening here? Okay. And yes, we're going to bring all of those of you who've been in my other sessions, and you know that I do the acceptance phrases and acceptance meditations. We're going to do it, guys. We're going to work with, like I mentioned before, the ancestry, the family system. We're going to work with our parents. Parents are an important, one of the most integral part of your view of money. Why you view money, how you view money, what is money to you and what is it not to you. All of that came from many affirmations and thoughts and ideas and the way your parents reacted to money. And again, we're not here to start saying, you know, why they did it or what they did it. It's not our job. And that will be a part of it. By the way, I will be discussing the finance. Actually, it will be a part of my open sessions where I will be talking about the family systems and again, how it's connected to money. Okay. But the idea that I want to bring to you, we're going to do special meditational exercises that will neutralize and transform our understanding, our hangups, the way we view money. We're going to work with shame. We're going to work with guilt. Many emotional associations people get from their community egregors, right? Communal egregors, cultures, countries they live in, right? We're gonna work with that. What else we're gonna do? We're gonna work with, like I mentioned before, money limiting beliefs and everything like that. We're gonna work with vows, figuring out if there was a vow given to you by your soul in the past. Might be in the past, it might be in the past life, might be in the past this lifetime, and might be in the past previous lifetime. So all of that parts we're gonna work with. We're gonna work with, what else? What else do I want to show you? Work with, like I said, the last session will be the labyrinth walk. We're gonna go through the labyrinth. We're gonna figure out how to reach your financial goals with the labyrinth, with the use of the labyrinth. It's absolutely amazing. If you have any questions, you're welcome to ask me. Oh boy, okay, my Instagram just kicked me out. I don't know what happened. I want to see what else do I want to tell you. We're going to talk about the energy of money, right? We're going to actually have a discussion. We will, talk to the egregor of money. We'll figure out what is money, how is it an egregor, what kind of egregor, and how do we see it? Each one of us will figure out how do they see the egregor of money, and how do we, what is our relationship with that egregor? What else? Energy of money. We're going to talk dualities. We're going to talk about dualities. We will go into trauma, guys. We'll go into inner trauma without going into trauma. Meaning we're not going to go into trauma. I'm sorry. We're going to work with trauma without going into trauma. It's one of the best ways, to use Neurographica. Remove the trauma effects without going into trauma. We're going to work with it specifically when it comes to money. And the best part about why did I, we're going to work with private group. Within the private group, it's going to be like a coaching style method, guys. You will, we will be talking and discussing and figuring out, does this work for me? Does this not work for me? Coaching style discussing. I will actually lead you through the sessions. Okay, it's not going to be just drawing, but we'll actually be working. Like I said, I will be giving you certain meditations that are important for you to be saying certain words, that you can practice certain practices that you will be doing. And of course, like I mentioned, body dynamics. Okay, working with your body, very important. Why body? Some people ask me. Because body, as we grow up, as we go through life, as we go through certain trauma and stress associated situations, body is where those stress related and trauma related situations become a part of our body. It gets hidden because our mind, our psyche cannot take dealing with certain issues. We actually discussed this during the Ho'oponopono program. I did the open sessions. I talked about it. How when things happen to us, sometimes we can't deal with it at that specific moment. And that's the nature of trauma, right? The person is traumatized. How? Because the person cannot utilize fully the resources and the energy the person usually has. So what happens is that if the person cannot transform, cannot fully understand why the trauma was given to him or her, and take the important resources hidden within the trauma, any challenge given to us, we can say the word challenge, because trauma sounds very, some people may be averse to it, right? Any challenge we have in life, we take it and we figure out what is the resource hidden in it, okay? All challenges we go through, we solve, we figure out, take out, like it's a chest, right? It's this dragon who we fight, who's sitting on top of the chest of treasures. And then once we deal with the dragon, and we're going to discuss during the labyrinth course, how do we deal with the dragon? How do we neutralize or transform the dragon or fight the dragon? We'll figure out what are we doing. But the point is that once we remove the dragon, we get access to this chest of treasures. We open it up and it has resources that we need in life, okay? The important thing is to understand what are the resources, access them, take them out, and start using them in your life. And for that, we're gonna, like I said, we're gonna start utilizing various practices, not just neurographic, okay, guys? Important constellation-based, Hellinger work-based phrases, acceptance. Again, oh, so I was talking about dynamics. So when a person is not able to go through, first of all, the person brings that into their social, emotional and mental world, right? They're gonna start thinking, you know, they start having some kind of limiting beliefs. They start having dualities. They start having secondary beliefs. But important part to understand that within our body, we start hiding those unsuccesses, right? Or hardships that we had a hard time dealing with. We start putting them and hiding them within our, repressing them would be another word, within our body, within our muscles. When we start transforming ourselves through the use of Neurographica, through the use of acceptance phrases, we need to make sure the muscles are also becoming transformed. And we're going to do certain, I don't want to call them exercises, because I remember doing it with a private group, and a person in there, a friend of mine, she said, Lana, I went to the gym this morning. Why do I need to do this? Because it's not a gym work, you know, it's not a accessing and working on certain muscles, right? Which is what you do in the gym, strengthening your muscles, right? But rather relieving your muscles from certain hidden, certain hidden, again, the hidden repressed color. I have a hard time talking because I'm focused on my color. Certain hidden ideas and certain hidden repressed thoughts, emotions, hang-ups, limiting beliefs, again, everything that, again, associated with previous challenging, stressful situation, okay? So as we kind of transform that on the mental level, on the emotional level, on the spiritual level, we need to transform that on the physical level. And one of the ways would be to, like I mentioned, we're going to work with our, body, okay? Looking for yellow. Where's my yellow? Okay. Okay, guys, how is it going with you? We're finishing up. It's 12 o'clock. So, okay. How are you doing? Are you still with me? I still say my Instagram got lost, but Facebook, I see some of you are still with me. I know most of you are going to watch this in recording. I know people wrote to me. Work out the background for your tree, the background within your tree, okay? Give your tree a color as well. I'm going to actually make it this color. Brown is my money color. So yes, I do add brown to my trunk. But you guys figure out and add the color that you enjoy adding. Add more resources. Those of you who are in the specialist course, you guys know how to grow your tree, right? Adding an extra paper and growing your tree. You know that trick. Welcome to utilize it. Welcome to bring it to your drawing if you feel the need to. Of course, you don't have to. Those of you in my regeneration class, if you know, those of you who already signed up, this is a part of the course, so this needs to be in your album, okay? The rest of you, welcome, like I said, you're welcome to post it in our private group, the World of Neurographica. You're welcome to post it in the in your own social media. You're welcome to tag me. I would love to see it. You're welcome to post it on my profile. in the World of Neurographica page. We have so many resources for you guys to go and post. So you can Instagram it. My Instagram name on now I just fully changed it. For some reason I couldn't change it before, but I was just able to do it this past 2 days ago. And it's Lana Shalom Neurographica. So you're welcome to tag me. Okay. Do you guys have any questions? You're welcome to write them now. Yes. Thank you for joining us, Violetta. We're done. So just complete it and you're welcome to join us. Sabine, excellent. Still working with the colors. Yes, so am I. Absolutely. Excellent, excellent. Yeah, guys, we're done with the picture. You're welcome to go if you need to. I'm gonna put some greens here, okay, and start working. And the closed session will take place on Wednesday morning. But the open session, the open concepts, tomorrow we're talking about the pyramid of consciousness. And then open concepts. Look at my schedule. What did I put? The pyramid of consciousness tomorrow will be at 12 o'clock because I'm busy in the morning. Usually all my sessions will take place around 10 o'clock, okay? 9:30, yeah, there you go. I will do an open session on the psychology of money on Wednesday and Friday at 9:30, and then at 10 o'clock, we'll do the work in our private group, okay? Those of you in the course, you can join the open session. I would encourage you. And then, what am I doing here? Okay. I am going to say goodbye. Those of you who wants to finish the picture, guys, you know the rules of Neurographica. Add the field lines, the universal support lines, add the fixing shape. Remember to bring out some shape openly. And then you should be done with your picture. Make your picture as beautiful as you like it to be, okay? Looking forward to seeing your picture. I enjoy having you here. I would like to say goodbye. If you want to sign up for the financial regeneration course, welcome to PM me. And I'm looking forward to otherwise seeing you, or not even otherwise. In addition, I'm looking forward to seeing you tomorrow at 12 p.m. for the open session on the pyramid of consciousness. And yes, I will be bringing some concepts from the psychology of money in there too. So welcome. Goodbye, everybody. Enjoy the rest of your day.